Hello and welcome to busybee.com. I am Andy and I'm going to read the latest post today, and that is the changing shape of business. So let's go over to the post now. Okay, so in today's article, The Changing Shape of Business, I discuss about the modern economic crisis and the changing nature of business that we are witnessing today. So let me read you the article. So you might have noticed that over the last year or two there has been an economic crisis going on around the world. Some places are hit worse than others, while Europe and America have been surfing the waves of will they or won't they collapse. Places like Australia were not hit as hard. The effect of countries like Ireland, Greece, Portugal and Spain crashing and requiring to be bailed out does mean that countries like Australia will and have been affected, even though their economy wasn't mixed up with the awful greed and mismanagement of the banking systems here in the Northern Hemisphere. But let's put those economic woes aside for a minute and think about what else is going on. You see, the world we know it is a lot different to the one we knew 20 years ago. In fact, it's a lot different to what it was like only 10 years ago. So let's go back to the future. I am 39, so I'm going to use my experiences as an example of the changes. You see, I feel relatively young, well, mentally. My knees do now have a bit of a creak, but I put that down to years of working in the building trade. I still feel like I am in my late teens and possibly early 20s, and that really doesn't feel that long ago, yet unfortunately it was 20 years ago. When I went to the big Helter Skelter raves at Milton Keynes, the DJs would mix vinyl records that were often carried into the events by the DJs' friends in big boxes. These days music is mixed on laptops and memory sticks. Some might still use CDs, but then the format of the music is probably going to be MP3. Just that one example will explain why big stores like Woolworths and HMV have been on the decline. You see, the way we buy things has changed massively. Very few people buy vinyl these days, and why would you? When you can buy music by any artist from anywhere in the world instantly as an MP3 from shops online like iTunes and download them straight to your mobile phone or MP3 player. In fact, MP3 players will soon be a thing of the past themselves. With smartphones and tablets becoming more powerful, well, to be fair, they are actually handheld computers with a huge amount of memory that can not only do tasks like call people, they are cameras that can hold thousands of images which can be modified and shared with the world in seconds. They can access the internet and search thousands of websites worldwide and connect to all of your favourite social media networks like Twitter and Facebook. You can check your bank account, you can send and receive money and pay for items with them. They can hold and play more songs than what you will find in the average music fan CD library, and they can now hold and play full high-definition movies thanks to the MP4 format. And get this, they can also live stream TV, films and webinars from the internet. Oh, and did I mention that you can set your TV to record a show or turn the lights off at home from anywhere in the world? So believe me when I say that MP3 players will soon be a thing of the past, even though they are relatively new gadgets. So you can see technology is changing, and it is changing fast. Stores that were selling records, CDs and DVDs have been closing down in droves, and that doesn't have anything to do with the economic crisis. It might not have helped, but it was a dying market anyway. The fact that people couldn't afford to buy music or film like they used to is irrelevant. If they could, then the majority would most certainly buy them in MP3 or MP4 format. It's not just music and movies. Things like clothing and food is now bought online in increasing amounts by more and more people. I myself posted t-shirts all around the world when I used to have a t-shirt printing business on eBay. My father used to run a local corner shop selling groceries and, believe it or not, renting out videos to the local community. He relied on the people living in the surrounding areas and passers-by to earn his income. He was amazed when 20 years later I was sending parcels out to places as far away as Moscow, Singapore, Australia and the USA, all from my own home. Only bigger companies with money were able to import and export stuff, but now virtually everyone has access to this thanks to sites like eBay and Amazon and companies like UPS and DHL who have improved global postal delivery. The end of the world is nigh. The world is changing and we must change with it. Years ago, when industries were being closed down like the coal mining, people really thought that was it for the country. Thousands were out of work and people feared the future employment for the children. It might have been only 30 years since we had the miners' strike and closures of the coalfields in the UK, but the world our children live in today is a million miles away from those days. In fact, I am one of those children from that era, and I have worked since I've left school and have had a lot of different opportunities that they thought were not available. Much of the work I have done was not even thought possible at that time. Imagine telling someone 30 years ago that I get paid to write articles for people overseas that I have never met or spoken to, and that my money is in the bank that very same day. They wouldn't believe it was possible, but it is, and so are many different new and exciting opportunities. Today people are creating software and apps to go on phones, tablets, and now even smart TVs. We have people who can now set up services like TV on demand, and the greatest invention for any television addict, pausing live TV and recording it without a videotape or disc. All of this new software and technology needs to be designed, made, packaged and delivered, so even for those people who cannot use the internet as a way to work, such as being a freelance writer or social media manager, the internet and modern advancements are still creating jobs for them. The future isn't bleak, it is what you make it, and we are at an exciting time in our history to make more money than we ever thought possible with all the advancements in technology and the great connections and networks we can now make thanks to them. Not only can you get paid to write content for websites that are owned by people you have never met, but you can hire people overseas to write a lot of it and then sell it on for profit after you have checked it. There are so many ways to make money these days with the internet and modern technology. Isn't it time that you started to utilise it and take your share? So that was today's post from myself, Andy Lehman, over at thebusybee.com. Now we publish posts like this regular, so please come over and have a look, and make sure that you sign up for your 7-day e-course. We'll get your business online, and you'll also receive newsletters full of excellent information and articles such as those that we publish on our site. So get yourself over to busybee.com and we shall see you there.